So in this class, we're going to talk about the Reformation, okay? Now, in the Renaissance, and as I have talked to you about this before, you already know that during the Dark Ages, the religion and the Catholic Church had the most power in that part of history, right? And remember when I told you that during the Middle and the Dark Ages, people were extremely ignorant because mostly all the information was held by the church. Why? Because they didn't want people to analyze things, to learn new things, in order for them to start criticizing the church and just questioning them about different things that they have done. So only the church, only the Catholic Church, only them were the ones who had the Bible in their hands. Okay, nobody else was allowed, was noble enough, saint enough to have or to read the Bible. Okay, so that's why people didn't read anything. They didn't know about anything. And thanks to some kind of philosophers and scientists, during the Renaissance, people started knowing about different things. And in the Reformation, well, in the Reformation, Martin Luther appeared because he began studying the Bible. He began studying how people acted, how the church acted, and he questioned the practices of the Catholic Church. And he wasn't really, he didn't actually agree with how the Catholic Church had been managing their power and how they have been treating people and how they have been asking for money for different things. Remember when I told you that even people had to buy themselves a piece of heaven? People had to buy their way into heaven because they believed a lot about heaven, hell, the devil, etc. So it says that during the Middle Ages, monks and priests were some of the only people who knew how to read and write. Nobody else had the right to know how to read and write. There were no schools, let's say that. Now, in the Renaissance, there was this new invention, the printing press. The printing press was this invention where you can have or get copies of books. Okay? So after that, in 1517, Martin Luther began studying the Bible, like I told you. And then he started questioning the Catholic Church, and he didn't agree with the power of the Church and the Pope. In that same year, he decided to take like a public stand, and he wrote like a lot of things, a list of what he thought about the Catholic Church was doing wrong. And then he even went to the jury, and he had to run away because he was wanted. The Catholic Church still had a lot of power, and because of that, Luther wanted his voice to be heard and some things to be changed for the for the good of people. He was known as a reformer. So his actions led to the creation of new churches with different kind of ideas. Okay, um, what happened actually is that the Catholic Church divided into two, and the other part of the Catholic Church was a movement in Christianity known as Protestantism. Now, by the end of the 16th century, there were many types of Christian religions in Europe. These religions greatly influenced the life of many people and politics of countries in Europe. They embraced the Renaissance idea of cultural change. It also showed that people not born into power could change the world. So, you know that in Catholic Church, people were believing in saints, in heaven, in hell. While Protestantism had another different way of thinking. people could actually study and know about things. A lot of people started reading the Bible and started questioning too about how things were being managed by the Catholic Church. Now, around the same time as the Reformation was happening, William Shakespeare also appeared. He's the famous playwright that I mentioned in the other class. And he's the famous writer who wrote what you already know is Romeo and Juliet. You can also search for other plays that he wrote. He's famous for many, many plays. And his work greatly changed the way people wrote stories. Shakespeare changed how characters within the story developed and introduced new themes in his stories. Okay? Now, after you have read this, I'm going to also upload a little video about the Reformation and Martin Luther, so you can have a more clear idea about this. And after you listen to this video, listen to this class, watch the other video, you are going to fill in the blanks. You're going to do this activity. Please, guys, complete this. I want to see if this is AGC or AIC. I don't quite remember. Let me check. And for some reason, I cannot see this. And for some reason, it's not responding. I'm having some technical difficulties. Wait, I have it here. It's actually, I'm going to do it, I'm going to grade it as a lesson, but please do not hesitate. You already know that whenever you do the things that you have to do, and whenever you complete everything, if something is wrong, you always can make corrections. Remember, guys, that I am online from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can write questions. You also have the internet. You have a lot of information there. I have always told you that you have to make more research at home. Yes, we have the Anchor platform. Yes, you have me as your teacher. But for example, you may not be or you may not agree with something I say, or you want to know more about something, go and research a little bit more. This is the time for you to do it, okay? That's pretty much it, guys. I don't know what happened with my Anchor, but you already know what to do. If you need extra information, you can text me, you can message me through Moodle, and that would be pretty much it, guys. I love you so much. Please take care. Bye bye for now.